heard you were rounding up some vault hunters.
Oh, vault hunters! This will hurt!
Borderlands 4 is coming in hot, and let's be real, we're here for more guns, here for chaos, loot showers, and absolute mayhem. Gearbox has cranked the series up another notch, tossing in new vault hunters, slick movement tricks, and some wild endgame ideas. If you're a day one vault hunter, or just loot curious, here are 10 things you should know before diving headfirst into Borderlands 4. The all-new vault hunters. Borderlands 4 wouldn't be a true sequel without brand new misfits to choose from, and this time Gearbox is shaking things up big. The game introduces 4 fresh vault hunters, all designed with wildly different playstyles that practically beg you to replay the campaign. First up, Vex the Siren. Definitely not a ground-based caster, but a high-skill character built for aerial combat. Think soaring through firefights while raining down mystical chaos. Then there's Rafa, the Exo Soldier, a cyber-enhanced melee master who mixes katana-style slashes with deployable turrets. Basically, the cyber ninja fantasy players didn't know they needed. Harlowe, the Gravitar, leans into tactical trickery, setting up traps and gadgets to turn the battlefield into a personal chessboard. Finally, Amon, the durability tank, exists for players who want to stop overthinking and just smash their way through hordes of psychos. What's clever is how each character seems tuned to a different type of player. High-skill flyers, gadget tinkerers, aggressive melee heads, and new players who just want to survive. Borderlands 4 feels like it's giving you a buffet of playstyles rather than 4 flavors of the same idea. Overhauled movement system. One of the biggest complaints about Borderlands' older entries was the stiff movement. It was fun, but a little clunky when compared to modern shooters. Borderlands 4 clearly took notes because traversal is finally getting the glow-up it deserves. Gliding is probably the standout addition, letting you gracefully float across the skies of Kairos. It's not unlimited, though. It runs on a stamina bar, so you'll need to be smart about timing. Then there's the grappling hook, which adds instant verticality to combat and exploration. No more awkward ledge climbing animations. Now you can zip up a cliffside, or swing straight into a firefight like a loot-hungry Spider-Man. Double jumps and air dashes round it all out, giving every fight more speed and style. These additions make exploration more fun and completely change how firefights play out. Borderlands 4 is finally delivering the fluid, parkour-like movement system that fans have been craving. And this time, it's about making the act of getting around as fun as pulling the trigger. Digi-Runners and vehicle deployment. Vehicles in Borderlands have always been a bit hit or miss. Great for fast travel, but often clunky when it came to actual combat. Borderlands 4 fixes that with the slick new Digi-Runners. Instead of hunting down a catch-a-ride station, you can now summon these babies anywhere. That alone makes exploration way less frustrating, but Gearbox didn't stop there. Digi-Runners come with modular customization, meaning you can swap between traditional wheels and futuristic hover drives depending on the terrain. They even come with an optional turret, so you can turn every ride into a mobile death machine. It's not all cosmetics. Different parts affect handling, speed, and durability. You're essentially building your dream Borderlands ride, Mad Max style. The best part, Digi-Runners aren't locked to a specific playstyle. For a game that thrives on loot and customization, it's about time the vehicle system got the same love the guns did. Expect vehicular combat to actually matter this time, instead of being just a side activity between firefights. Licensed parts weapon system. Borderlands is famous for its bazillions of guns, but let's be real, sometimes it felt like the difference between weapons was just a paint job. Borderlands 4 is addressing that with the new licensed parts system, and it's a total game changer. Instead of every gun being locked to a single manufacturer, weapons can now spawn with parts from multiple companies, Can you imagine a Dahl assault rifle body with a Torg underbarrel that fires mini rockets, topped with a Hyperion scope that stabilizes your aim? It's pure madness. Rarity also matters more now. Higher tier guns spawn with more licensed parts, giving you insane room for build crafting. This gives players more control over their character identity. Are you the type who loves precision? Stack Jacobs and Dahl components. Want chaos? Go all in on Torg explosions mixed with Maliwan elemental effects. The best part is, this system feels like it's deepening customization without drowning players in confusing stats. It all feels like a Frankenstein creation, which is exactly what Borderlands should be. A looter-shooter playground where your arsenal feels as personal as your vault hunter. Reworked loot drops. One thing Borderlands 3 got flack for was loot fatigue. Legendaries dropped so often that they lost their shine. Borderlands 4 is dialing it back. And honestly, it sounds like a smart move. Legendary drops are now less frequent, but when they do appear, they feel like a genuine event. Instead of your inventory filling up with orange tier trash, you'll actually get hyped to see one hit the ground. To balance the lower drop rate, Gearbox introduced dedicated boss farming. Certain bosses are tied to specific loot, making grinding more predictable. This feels like the best of both worlds. You still get that dopamine hit from a surprise drop, but you also have a clear target when you want a particular weapon. Combine this with the new Encore machine, more on that later, and loot hunting feels more intentional than ever. The whole system makes progression smoother and loot more meaningful, which is exactly what Borderlands needed. Because, let's be honest, if everything's legendary, nothing really feels legendary. The return of Pearlescent Rarity. For longtime fans, here's the nostalgia hit. Pearlescent weapons are back. These ultra-rare guns first appeared in Borderlands 2, and players have been begging for their return ever since. Borderlands 4 is finally delivering, but it's tied to post-launch content. That means Pearlescents are designed as the ultimate long-term chase, not something you stumble on halfway through the campaign. Expect weapons that bend the rules, create new playstyles, or just do something so wild you'll want to build an entire character around them. By holding them for post-launch, Gearbox is ensuring that Borderlands 4's Endgame doesn't stagnate after the first few months. It's smart. Players will stick around longer, always chasing that next impossible drop. If you've been craving that holy grail loot feeling, Pearlescents are set to bring it back in full force. Moxxi's big Encore machine. The Borderlands grind has always had one glaring flaw. Farming meant killing the same boss over and over until you wanted to uninstall. Borderlands 4 is finally fixing that with Moxxi's big Encore machine. Instead of replaying the entire campaign or resetting bosses, you can now spend Iridium to rerun story missions and rematch specific bosses. This means farming finally comes with variety. Want to grind for that perfect drop? Great! You'll still get the boss fight, but you'll also experience the mission build-up, dialogue, and set pieces again. It's basically Gearbox acknowledging that Borderlands is more fun when you're experiencing the chaos, not just speed-running boss phases. Plus, Moxxi being the one running the machine is perfect, because of course she'd monetize your bad habits. It's a clever way to make replayability more engaging while still respecting players' time. No more slogging through a bland grind loop. Now, farming feels like part of the fun instead of the chore. A loyal drone companion, Echo 4. Borderlands 4 is making a bold move. No more minimap. Instead, you get Echo 4, a customizable drone companion that follows you everywhere. Echo 4 is more than a floating GPS. It's your new best friend. It highlights objectives, scans for loot, points out grapple points, and even sniffs out secrets. Instead of constantly checking a corner of your screen, you're actually engaging with the environment. The best part? You can customize its skins, meaning Echo 4 is as much a part of your character identity as your guns. This tiny change has big ripple effects. Exploration feels more organic, and firefights don't get interrupted by constant map checking. Echo 4 is basically the evolution of Borderlands UI, turning a static interface element into a full-fledged companion. Plus, it opens up possibilities for story moments. Don't be surprised if Echo 4 cracks jokes, gets upgrades, or even plays a role in missions. For a series built on charm and personality, replacing the boring old mini-map with a sassy robot sidekick feels like the perfect Borderlands move. New progression and endgame systems. Borderlands has always been about guns first, systems second. But Borderlands 4 is flipping the script with beefed-up progression and endgame content. The new specialization trees are like mini skill trees that give you power spikes as you play, letting you lean harder into your chosen build. Don't like your choices? You can respec using Iridium, so experimentation doesn't punish you. Beyond that, the world of Kairos feels more alive thanks to Outpost Reclaiming, a system where you capture enemy bases to expand fast travel options while weakening the enemy faction, the Timekeepers. It's a nice blend of progression and world building that makes the map feel dynamic. Finally, there are endgame contracts, bounties that send you hunting bosses across the planet. These pay out in Iridium, which fuels other endgame activities like the Encore machine or Respecs. Taken together, these systems give Borderlands 4 an actual endgame loop instead of just farm until you burn out. It's smart design that makes the grind feel meaningful while rewarding long-term players who stick around. Cross-platform support. Finally, no Borderlands 4 feature list would be complete without talking about multiplayer. Gearbox is going all in with full cross-platform support across all major consoles, yes, even Switch 2 and PC. That means no more awkward friend group splits. Everyone can play together, no matter their platform. They've even added a slick new feature. You can fast travel directly to your co-op friends, wherever they are on the map. This eliminates the downtime of meeting up and keeps the focus on the action. For a series that's always thrived on chaotic, over-the-top co-op mayhem, this is a massive quality of life boost. Doesn't matter if you're doing couch co-op, cross-country squads, or a mix of both, Borderlands 4 is built to support it seamlessly. It feels like Gearbox finally understands that multiplayer is the heart of what makes Borderlands so fun. If you've been waiting for the perfect excuse to drag all your friends into the loot chaos again, this might be the most important feature of the bunch. So yeah, Borderlands 4 with jetpacks, robo-buddies and loot systems sharp enough to keep you grinding till sunrise. From Echo 4's sass to Pearlescent flexes, this game looks ready to keep co-op squads laughing, looting and yelling at each other over Iridium. So if you're chasing the perfect gun or just vibing with friends across platforms, Borderlands 4 is all set to be a loot-fueled carnival you won't want to miss.